Good evening, my dears, and traditionally we will start from the sound check. I hope that I'm coming not so loud, and I hope that you see me and hear me good. I will wait your pluses in the chat. Same way, first two pluses. Olha second, three pluses. Mark, especially question for you. Sound is good or not too much loud? Before we start, I can fix this question. Direct question to the Mark. Sound is good or not so good? It's perfect, it's beautiful. No problem. Hello everyone who are coming on the chat. Borzatwil can't make this stream, but I hope you, Pasha, and everyone in the chat are doing well. Yeah, Borzatwil, we hope too. That always be good. And I saw one message from the Christian C. Hi Pasha, long holiday weekend here, so maybe not so many show up. But it's no problem if we are made comfort, small chat, small conversation on a Saturday evening by the Kyiv time. I know that in your country can be a morning, for example. It will be good. It will be good too. So I wasn't on a broadcast one week, I think, and we have a couple good news. And the first good news and most important news is that we are totally covered that question with tablets. Hello, Safades. Yeah, by our idea, it was 4 and 2, it's 6 in general. 4 small, 2 big, but thanks for you, my dears, where I cover this fundraise on us 8 tablets, it's 6 small. I buy it by 2 parts. It's 6 small tablets and 2 big, as I told. Small tablets for the tactical needs, for the drivers, for the operators, for the parts of crew, and big for commander needs. Because I saw a lot of the questions, why only 2 big? As I told, big for commanders, small for the tacticals group. Yes, because it will be more comfortable. It's very difficult to use big tablet when you are driving, for example, on a pickup on a front line or something like this. Yeah, as I told them, show is the 4 small is the second part. Wait a moment. Yeah, portability. Portability. So for this is the good word. Is that first 4 is the second part, and is that first part with the 2 big tablets. Very good tablets, with a very good screens, with the good processors, and it's very good tablets for our needs. As I told, is for the situational system. In Ukraine, we have some application for Android mobile phone and for Android tablets. Yes, and I will show photo with my guys. As a report, you saw this photo today in a report. In a community post, but I will show it again. Yes, that's my guy with the tablets. Face are blurred, but my dears, you must trust me on a 100%. They are happy. Did you give a help with this? And thanks so much. And at this moment, yes, the 2 good news. Thanks for you for the last months. We are rise big body. Be honestly, we are by monitors. We are by TX models with TX models. We are by some wires, a lot of the extra stuff, a lot of the extra tools for our crews. your tools, what you buying, my dears, at this moment on a front line is that wires for Satellite Avenger. My neighbor group use it for the Mavics. They are dropping bomb on the Pokrovsk region, my dears, and this part of your support now on the Donbass and make good results for the victory of Ukraine and for the our unit. And so, as I told my group, only preparing now, but I think that soon, we too will show result for you. Our new training beginning from the Monday. I don't know what will be with my graphic next 2 week or next 4 week, but it will be more intensivity training with the certification and other, but I hope that I will have opportunity to send community post for you or something like this. Yes, as I told, it was good news that we are close that basic needs for our guys, and now my group with the best instrument and the best tools, best monitors, best laptops, best TX and other, my dear, thanks for you. We have it only thanks for you. And second news, it's not a super news, but you know that yesterday was a day of the memory of the fallen soldiers, of the memory day of the fallen hero of Ukraine. Hero of Ukraine, it's not about a title, not about a medal. You know that we have a highest medal in highest award in Ukraine is the Hero of Ukraine, Order of the White Star, you name it. But in this context, we mean heroes of Ukraine, all soldiers who are fight for Ukraine and fought for Ukraine. They all are hero. Yes, yesterday was a remembering day or member day. I don't know how it's correctly spelled in English, but yes. And whole Ukraine had some events for this. But our type of memory yesterday, we are made a small marathon or something like this, half marathon. It's 25% marathon. We yesterday ran 5 kilometers. You too saw these pictures on a community post, and people in a sponsor chat saw it yesterday. Yes, but I will show it again, my dears. I will show it again. Just one moment, I will send it on our stream processor. Yeah, and it's ready. And the interesting type of this event, all people who are took part in this, they had a picture, you know, like a sticker with the pictures and name of the fallen hero, and text on these titles, on these stickers was I respect the warriors, I run for the heroes of Ukraine. And all guys had these pictures, and yesterday I will show how it looks. And my pictures, it was deadly hero of Ukraine, Captain Vadim. I'm not randomly choose these pictures. This guy was my good friend. We met with him, I think that 10 years ago. No, early. I think that 12 years ago, we studied in one academy, in one course. This guy too was a military interpreter, but in 2022, when this guy was a part of the defense of Kharkiv, we were every day messaging. I fought in Rubizhne in that period. He fought on eastern part of the Kharkiv. It was Rogань. It was a village Rogань. It's eastern from Kharkiv, and this guy served in in SOF unit. They did assault or something like this. he was wounded, and during the evacuation, his car was blown up on the landmines. This guy died. Couple days before his death, we were at talk. Our topic was that he promised to show me Czech Republic, and our plan it was to go on a mountain in the Czech Republic. But so sorrow, we don't go together with them. But we have what we have. And yes, my pictures wasn't chosen randomly. That was my good friend, and I'm proud that I've had opportunity to make some example of memories for him. And yeah, I'm very proud of this. And yeah, and couple more picture. I wasn't alone. All my guys from my group two was with me. Not all, but couple guys from my group was with me. Yeah, I will show everybody asking about my guys. Maybe somebody think that I'm alone. It's a virtual group, but now it's that photo with my guy. Fat guy in the middle, it's me. After a vacation, I have extra 10 kilograms, to be honestly, but I think that we'll fix this problem soon. And yes, and my dearest question to you, I saw today I'm check news tribe. I found the news and photo. It I don't know, yellow press or something like this. Black shit on a Trump heads, and people reading that Trump is dead. You heard news that Trump is dead, my dears. Because I understand that is the bullshit, is the fake news, but today I'm really just a check Google News Tribe, so these pictures with the blue markers on the hands of the Trump, I must Google this word. On a dead body we have same shit. Wait a moment, how it's correctly named. Corpse spot. What do you think about this? Yeah, I understand, to be honest, that is the fake news, but but it's here is Trump still alive? Boomer. It's same theory like with Putin, you know it. A lot of people say that Putin died 20 years ago, and is the clone of Putin, and they have a lot of the types of clone for the official event, for non-official event, for the media and other. Maybe it was a clone of the Trump. What was the demonstration at the National Military Cemetery a couple of days ago all about? Saw it on a 5 channel. It's very good that you are watching 5 channel. Do you know that is the politically directed TV channel? 5 channel is the channel of the ex-president of Ukraine, Petro Poroshenko. It's oppositional channel at this moment. Today I'm with a kvass, not with energy drink. Safedes, about your question. Central Military Cemetery is the big problem at this moment. It's the big corruption scandal, because at first, this cemetery must be in a different location. It was more expensive location in a more better district, and the first variant of the military cemetery was good. but still very expensive because some people had idea to steal money. After some manipulation, after some time on a tender on a building of the Central Military Cemetery, one close to the government corporation, building corporation. And interesting that place of this cemetery was changed on a worser place, on a cheaper place, but price doesn't change it. It was first question. Protest started couple months ago, be honestly, half of year ago, but not so massive. And after some analysis, independent analysis sources start looking for information about this place, looking for information about this company and other. And as a result of this OSINT research, we are understanding that this place it's not good place for the cemetery. And why is not a good place? Because underground water very close to the upper layer of the ground, and I must translate this word. And graves of the defenders who will be there can be ruined, and it can happen so soon. And why we have this place? As a result of corruption, because previous place was better, was more safety for the graves. But question is how it was changed, how price doesn't change it, and why building of the cemetery doing corporation close to the president office. That's why protest was there. It's first reasons of this protest. And I don't know what's new at this moment, but on information couple months ago, it was this reason. Because thanks for the corruption, they totally destroyed the idea of the military cemetery. They choose shitty district, they choose shitty ground, they choose shitty builder, they buy cheap material, and steal a lot of money. This is the answer on your question. I hope that it's enough information about this. Thanks for the questions after this. Blondie Bombsheller. Pasha, can you tell us about the man who was assassinated in Lviv today? What was role he played in pro-Ukraine independence? Andriy Parubiy, it was very important person in some time after Maidan period, when after revolution in Ukraine, where Yanukovych ran away, we had a government. You know, it wasn't election government; it was government for some time, and Andriy Parubiy was in. Was an active person on the Maidan. He had a high rank between his I don't know how it in his structure. He was a part of the organization Svoboda. It's nationalistic pro-Ukrainian organization, and this guy had only direct pro-Ukrainian position. He was an enemy for all pro-Russian parties, pro-Russian political party, and he was one of the main enemies of the Russia at that moment. But thanks for God, this guy long time was a speaker in Ukrainian government. They don't do nothing bad. It's guy with a normal reputation between Ukrainians. For sure, some media can talk bullshit about him because he had a direct pro-Ukrainian vision, directly pro-Ukrainian tasks. And but for Ukraine, this guy was a good guy. Problem is, a lot of Ukrainians don't like him too much. And what's the reason of this? He was a part of the political party Svoboda. political party Svoboda in some time it was radical nationalistic party. They was too much right party. That's why a lot of people from the east who was blind because Russian propaganda till 2022, they thought that this guy will work only western part of Ukraine. But be honestly, no. That's this guy was a normal politic. Yeah, it's very rare things when we have a normal political, but yeah, it's true. And because he was a pro-Ukrainian, he was a real enemy for the pro-Russians and for the Russian. And his assassination, he's not just die, he was assassinated. You know, it's like especially in political needs, assassination. And yeah, you know, it's good that he wasn't killed, for example, 2 years ago or 5 years ago. But yeah, he was very dangerous for the Russian and for pro-Russians because he had respect between Ukrainian. At this moment, between big part of Ukrainian. And yes, and if you want more details, it was in Lviv. Guy, Glovo courier do assassination just on the street. He shoot in him, yeah, and Andrei Porubius died. Is the really bad news because what we see at this moment when we are compare this news with the previous assassination, that patriots of Ukraine not in safety in Ukraine, and Russian agents inside they can do shit like this with every patriots if they want, because Russian special servers in Ukraine sit very deep, too much deep. And when was assassination of the pro-Ukrainian activist in Odessa, that guy, it's the veteran of the Ukrainian war, he killed this volunteer in Odessa, and he told that he do this for the SBU, but not for FSB. It's mean that Russian special service do social engineering on a very, very high level. Yes, it's again show this case that we are not in safety in Ukraine. If we are not die from Shahed, for example, you can be killed by the Glovo courier for the Russian money. Yeah, it's very bad news, be honestly. Yeah, thanks for the question, Blonde Bombsheller. I hope that I give enough extended answer on all this. Charlie Manson, the water table is too high, so will flood the graves. Yeah, I'm told about this. Water on the ground too high, and it can damage graves. It's not for a long time. Safades kinda figured that out already, meaning 5 channel. That's why I'm asked. Дуже дяка. So I'm doesn't say that 5 channel it's fake channel or bullshit channel, but Safades, you must understand that this channel have some view, and it's not pro-government view. It's pro-Ukrainian, but not pro-government. But it's okay, it's the free media, and every free media have a sponsor, have a direct, have a proposition, for example, yeah, and it's okay. For example, news from the 5 channel, it's a normal news because they do a lot of the reportage from the front line. Direct speech, live stream, it's normal quality information, but you must understand that it have some vision of this, and the biggest part of the channels, TV channels on Ukraine have some directs, and in my opinion, shittiest, stupidest vision have channels who in international who in a Ukrainian telemarathon system, because they are work on the office of president. They have money from they have government money from the office of president, and they can have a chance for the free news and for free vision. I'm a long time was a speaker on telemarathon when I'm served in Rubish Brigade, and they very limited. When I had only live streams there, direct speech, and when I'm start talking information what they don't like, they start to go out from this question. They start giving new questions and other and other and other. And I understand that that channel have some program, some narratives, and that's why I told it's better to the check 3 or 4 different channels in Ukraine, compare this information and find gold middle from all this informational flowing. Blondie Bombsheller, I'm sorry for this news and I send my deepest sympathy. Thank you, Pasha, for explaining to us who he was and his importance to Ukraine. Разом до перемоги. Thanks so much for the question, Blondie Bombsheller. Safudes, I just keep tabs on all sites. Loyalty don't mean do to nowadays. Yeah, it's very good opinion. As I told, just check all and compare this, and between all these directs, you can find that this gold middle of the information. Charles Manson, it's good to see both sides, but always remember they have a problem with each other, so we'll highlight issues with each other. Yeah, they are concurrents. For example, pro-government and not pro-government. If your channel is not pro-government, you are opposition. It's easy. We don't mean opposition like something bad. All governments must have a position. For example, Republicans now on a higher the government in the United States, his opposition it's Democrats. Same in Ukraine. If one party in rulers, they are oh my God, rulers of the country. Other party it's opposition. No, not other, because they made a coalition. That party who are supporting rulers political party, but some parties can be opposition. And the European Solidarity, it's political party of the Petro Poroshenko. It's direct opposition for Sluga Narodu, Zelensky party. And interesting fact that pro-Russian party, like oppositional bloc, they was opposition, but at this moment they in one coalition with the president's party because they are voting for all laws project there. And it's funny that pro-Ukrainians party opposition of the other pro-Ukrainians party who are rulers, but pro-Russian party not in opposition, but in coalition with that guy. It's, in my opinion, it's small shame for me because all that guy who are sitting in our high government and they was members of the OPZZ and other pro-Russian political party, they must be in a jail, just in a jail till the finish of the war. And after finish of the war, we will make decision what we will do with these guys. But they still vote, they still have influence on Ukraine, and in my opinion, it's the shame for the president's party because they have a coalition with the direct enemies of the whole Ukraine. If you were a pro-government channel, I would unsubscribe. No, I'm not. I'm not Alien Kishka. Thanks for this comment. I can say that I'm pro something. You know, I'm pro clear view. I'm pro normal analysis of events. I'm pro normal analysis of. I'm sorry. I'm pro normal analysis of the new. And no, pro, it's not for me. I'm pro me, pro Pasha, pro Ukrainian. Thanks for this comment. Yel, sorry I'm late, sending to love everyone. Thanks, Yel. Charlie Manson, my mother used to say, you look both ways when crossing the roads. Do the same when you what? Yeah, but it can work only, for example, in a country with the two ways of the political party. In Ukraine, we have 4, 5, 6, 7 Democrats, Communists, Green Party, doesn't matter, a lot of the political directs. And when you go on election, you watch on this list and you think, what's going on, for who I must vote? And interesting fact that biggest part of the Ukrainian, when they go on election, they never read election program. They just they just trust to the faces, they trust to the names. And for example, somebody know Poroshenko, they go vote for Poroshenko. They saw President Zelensky on a TV, on a, I don't know, humor show, they will vote for the President Zelensky. Nobody read political party program. Nobody, it's very bad word, but biggest part of the people who go on election, they doesn't read this. And this is a big problem, because it can be a bullshit in this program. And if you are check this, for example, you can compare this with your view, but people vote for the person. And the other thing, I met with this problem in 2019 when was election for the local government. I come on an election point. I look on this list. 12 or 13 candidates to be a leader of the local government. I saw only one show name. What I know, it's the previous mayor of the Hostomel. I know that he is a bastard, but I don't know nothing about other guys. And for who I can vote, because I'm firstly see this list on a election point, and be honestly, it was bad idea, but I'm randomly choosing candidates. My idea was, it can be somewhere, but not Prolipka, not previous major, because he was a pro-Russian during Ukrainian Revolution. And biggest part of people do the same. They choose random name or surname and vote. It doesn't work with the presidents, but with the local governments, it's work, and it's funny. Iris, that would be hard in my country where we have 27 party taking part in the election. Yeah, same in Ukraine. A lot of the party, a lot of the directs, and you shouldn't be on 100% sure what will do this political party, and it's a problem of this big network of the political directs in countries. Yeah, it's easy to be in a position and say what you would do. It's harder to actually have to do what you promise. If ruler party did 25% what they promise, is the big success, because as you know, political system in Ukraine before 2014, it's really circus. It's looked like a humor show, and in some time it's looked like a prison system between gangs, Dnipro gang, Donetsk gang, Kharkiv gang, Kyiv gang, between they are giving control over the country between mafia, and it was true, and it was really sad. It had bad influence on the country in general. But for example, President Viktor Yushchenko, it was a normal president. He wasn't part of mafia. He was a Ministry of Finance, and it was a normal pro-Ukrainian politic. But in general, Ukrainian political party and Ukrainian ruler system is a circus. Safedes sounds like a roundabout more than a road crossing. Yeah, it's it's like a network, spider net. FM, we're pro-Ukraine and pro-Pasha. Yeah, pro-Pasha, it sounds like a pro-Russia, but it's not pro-Russia, it's anti-Russia. But pro-Pasha, thanks for the comment, FM. Unstoppable Tiger Tarokal. I get what you're sewing through. Yeah, and it's very funny that when people going on elections blind, but biggest part of people they going blind, and now digitalization on a high level, for example, in Ukraine, because grandmas, grandmas and grandpas have smartphones, cheap smartphones, but they have normal access to the news. But be honestly, they watching shitty news on a TV, they watching telemarathon and other. But now they have a more capabilities to check candidates on election, for example, or read something about this government. And then now it's more possible than 20 years ago, because 20 years ago you can check information about some party only if you're walking on the road, you see some net, some camp net with a advertisement of this political party. They give a book for you, they give a pen with the logo of this political party, they give a hat. My grandpa had a hat with the Yanukovych, blue hat, Партия регионов. And yes, only thanks for this, for the nature of advertisement, they can know something about political party. But at this moment, it's more easy. Iris, I'm nerd. I read election programs, even of party. I hate on account of them being fascist pro-Russians. It's good when people read an election program, but bad when people don't read. As a result, when people don't read a political program, Yanukovych was our president. It's easy. Charlie Manson, even here in the United Kingdom, our local elections can have 15, 20 plus candidates. And how you can know for who you will vote? Who will be your choose? You can know personally, be honestly, 3, 4, maximum 5, but 25. How it work? I don't know. And local government, it's not so big budget for advertisement, for example. And the biggest part of candidates, they have no opportunity for buying advertisement in a Google, for example, for this location. They can't buy a print for the bus or print on a road with his name. I don't know how it works, but it's work. And sometimes, when I was on election in that time, I thought that only one real candidate's there. It's Prelipka. And Prelipka is ex-mayor of Hostomel. He was killed under Russian occupation. A lot of people told that he make a charity for the people under occupation, but be honestly, that guy have a lot of the storages, shops, a lot of the houses of Hostomel. His villa looked like a castle, and I think that Russian just come to rob him. He started to defend his property and was killed. But a lot of the legends how communists, ex-major of the Hostomel, Prelipka, was on a central place and giving for people bread and was killed by Russian because he was a saint people. No, it's bullshit, He was a pro-Russian person, and he was in occupation because he was pro-Russian. But yeah, and in that time on this election, I thought that only one candidate are real, but other candidates, it's just a fake candidates, and they give his votes for this major. But happened what's happened. That major was killed. Now we had no major elections because military administration are rulers there. But biggest shit, be honestly, in a Ukrainian political system, that, for example, in Hostomel military administration, biggest part of the members, it's the family of previous major who was killed. It's really funny because thanks for that guy in Hostomel we had very high level of corruption, and his family is still in a local government, local authorities. It's not a government, it's a bad word, it's wrong word, authorities, local authorities. So what's your unit name? I will not mention it, but I think that you are understand, Safades. I think that you are understand, but I will not mention it. You saw that. You say, I think that you are understand it. I show it for the 30 second. You see this, and I hide it. Be anonymous. Mark Garcia, how honest do most Ukrainians think that Zelensky is? I think that, be honestly, I can't talk from the whole Ukraine. And but President Zelensky, he has occupied position of the president, and his activity they showing policy of the Ukraine, they showing directs of Ukraine. For sure, in the next elections, I will not vote for Zelensky, but at this moment I can't make some critic words or something like this. Not because I'm pro-government, as I told, I'm pro-Ukrainian and pro-Pashas. People respect to him not so high like 2 years ago. They do a lot of the bullshit. But you remember that case when in a White House Trump start bully President Zelensky and whole Ukraine start support president. It's our president. We will critique him only between Ukrainians. But on 100% I'm sure that I will not vote for him next time, because sometimes his government, his command do real bullshit. Does Ukraine have a communist party? No, it's illegal. Communist party, it's illegal because in Ukraine in 2019, it's early. From 2014, we had a denazification and decommunization law. All communistic symbolic, all Nazi symbolic, it's illegal in Ukraine. Nazi political party and fascist political party and communistic political party for us is the same bullshit, is the same shit, same dirt, is the same enemies of the Ukraine. That's why communistic party illegal. Some teenagers, romantic student, they are think about communar, about socialism and other bullshit, but they think about communism because they are lazy and they do nothing and they waiting money from the government. If they start to do something personal for make money for himself, I think they start forgot about communism and start respect capitalism or normal democracy. But no, communist party in Ukraine illegal. Thanks for God. It was question from Unstoppable Tiger Talukan. Your nickname so long, that's why I mentioned you after answering a question. Because when I pronounce your nickname, I'm start to forgetting about question. I'm in your group. I have that unit intel. I have only one crew. I have only one crew, and we at this moment we don't kill no one. Only when first good result, maybe we will made logo. Maybe we will made art. Super Nordic name of this, something like Ragnar Revenge unit or something like this. But at this moment, no, we're just small guys in small unit who are do training and preparing to the war at this moment. But after first result, on my head will be tattoo with the logo of my squad. It will be not painting, it will be scare tattoo. And yeah, my dears, as I told, thanks for you were fully covered all needs of our crew. As I told, I have only one. I'm don't hiding this information. It's not my shame, but I'm very accuracy choosing people in my team, step by step, part by part. From 3, I have only one ready to fight crew, and I think I will go on a war with that guys. On a parallel way, second crew will be on a formation stage, but my favorite is my guys from first. And yes, we are totally cover needs of the crew at this moment. Thanks for God and thanks for you. That bullshit with the echo flow when I yelling on all YouTube, when I calling to the Brandon and crying, Brandon, please give echo flow, we need it at this moment. This question will be closed for some time because Highcom promised to give it to me. That's why we are avoid super fucking expensive needs, because one eco flow it's not so. Brandon is a wizard because he can rise for 20, for 40, for 50, for 100, for eco flow for whole Ukraine. And Brandon can't join on a broadcast for trolling me because he is a busy. I appreciate this time, but no, thanks for God, we are avoid this. Highcom promised that they give Starlinks and Echo Flow and maybe generators, but I still will ask Brandon about this, maybe for one more or for two more. But yes, thanks so much. We covered this tablets, TX, VTX, and other satellites. On only small needs, I think that we can cover is the personal and all next YouTube activity. All that donation what will come in the future, directly will go for my fat body, for warming my fat body. I want to buy 7 layers. United States Contractors Army 7 layers. It's expensive clothes for the winter, but all next donations will be covered on helmets and on clothes. For me personally, yeah, it's if you will have questions about what you do or what you need, it's my requests in the description of the broadcast. EcoFlow costs more than cars. We looked at the last stream. Yeah, be honestly, when you check the car market in Ukraine, you can find car without registration for $2,000, and when you go in a big shop for like a Comfy or Foxtrot, Eldorado, doesn't matter, Ukrainian big shop with the electricity goods, you can see EcoFlow for 120,000 hryvnias. I mean big. Smallest it's $1,000. Sometimes you can buy very small half of kilowatts for $500 and more chips, but military EcoFlow, as a Brandon gave, 2 kilowatts and more. It's priced like a car, like a shitty cheap car. Yeah, and is a true Christiancy. Yeah, it's funny, it's sad, but true. Charlie Manson. Brandon has joint phone access at the moment. I think he will use this moment for messaging, for answering on the comments of people who are writing that they are praying for the Brandon. He will answer on messages of sexy babushkas from United States who are donating on EcoFlow for the Brandon, but not. I think that he will not waste the time for come and showing me on my broadcast, and is appreciate I appreciate this moment. But no, I'm really miss for the Brandon because we had phone calls, we texted, but at this moment he like in a society isolation, he like in deep shit. But no, always good with him. He made a post couple days ago, always good with them. But I'm really miss for him. Mighty New Music. Brandon is a wizard, a weirdo too. Yeah, but it's he's artist. Artist can do this. For artists, it's okay. Artist can't be a normis. If artist normis, he is not interested for the people. In some senses, I'm weird too. In some senses. FM, Brandon does great work. Yeah, I agree with this. As I told, he's a really wizard. Joined. I mean, no phone at the moment. Yeah, it's my mistake. It's as I told, my English is shitty, and maybe I don't correctly understand your comment, or I'm correctly understand. Charlie Manson. If anyone wants to know what a British squaddy military is like, insert pictures of Brandon. Chris Lambert, hello, good to see you too. Joffrey, AK Crowd 74, hey Pasha and lol, I in the chat, sorry I'm late and didn't get a notification. Yeah, and it was my problem that I don't warn you on a separate chat. I'm sorry, my dears, it was my bad, but Joffrey, you are welcome, happy to see you. But broadcast are 1 hour or something like this. I think that'd be better idea. It start watching from the beginning, because today we have not only my shit talk. We had a very interesting questions and discussions during the broadcast. Chris Lambert, what with the star? I've been out of action for the past couple of the months. With what star? With a Brandon? He doing something interesting in some of the forest in Ukraine. I think that he will come and tell about this. The stars in the chat. Stars in the chat. Okay. People who have if I don't mistake, people who have a crown, it's top commentators in chat on this broadcast. If you have a crown with a number, it means that you are a biggest number of the comments on this chat. So when the FM, it's top one today. Chris Lambert in the second position and Michel Salier is the third position. It's not only about this chat in general. Stars is the sponsors, is that people who are made subscribing, who made subscribers for some award for me. I have some level of the sponsors. Crown is the active communicators, star for people who have sponsor access. Yeah, it's, I hope that not mistake. I hope that I was right. One moment without concentration and I leave half of chat. Unstoppable Tiger Talukan. So, what would the post-war Ukrainian military try to be? Would they double down on drones, conventional warfare, or would some nuclear capabilities be in the card? Difficult message. I will use it to translator. Difficult question. Be honestly, difficult question, because everybody knows, it's not a secret, that nuclear weapon is the sum of variantly of the security, some variantly and important variantly. And I think that something like couple nuclear bombs with a range 500 kilometer directly to the capital of the Russia will be, I hope. I understand that it's very expensive, but we are start to know that with the flowers and the smiles and the protest in outside, we can fight against enemy. Doesn't matter who this enemy will be. Country who want to defend yourself must have nuclear weapons, because nuclear weapons is not the weapons of offensive, not attack weapons. Is the weapons of defense. And I hope that in Ukraine we will have couple bombs. But for sure that Ukrainian drone technology at this moment is the best. Ukrainian and Russian, we go in one step. Ukrainian and Russian drone technology is the best technology in the world. Maybe Chinese close to this, but I know that United States so far from this. I mean that from the cheap and effective drones. Drone warfare will be, robots warfare will be, because now we are using robots with a machine gun and AGL who are storming enemy's position, and this in 2025 in a poor Ukrainian army. And I hope all this unmanned technology will only extend in the future. That's why I think so. Both nuclear capabilities and drone capabilities. But when you say about conventional drone, is not conventional. It's the big war crimes, because that old conventional what we had in previous center doesn't work now. Do you know that if you are a use drone, for example, FPV drone, in eye of the Geneva, it's illegal because you use infantry ammunition, grenade for rocket launcher, and use it on a drones. It means that you are a made IED. Or and when you launch this in a Geneva side, you make war crime. You commit a war crime. But be honestly, real war showed that all that bullshit what was made that 100 years ago doesn't work. And with the Russia, it's double X doesn't work, because when we are talking about war prisoners, Russian never do all that. When we're talking about landmine conventional, Russia never do this. They mining all the territory where they located. When we're talking about military targets and primary targets, they don't give a fuck about this. They attacking civilian houses. They're attacking villages. They're dropping uncontrolled bomb. They're using uncontrolled missile. They don't worry about this. And if one side of war will allow laws of war, but other side, Russia, will not allow laws of war, Russia have bigger chance to win. It's song said. But again I'm lose part of the chat. Post-war Ukraine will be the most powerful military in Europe. We better pray it's not under Russian control. And funniest thing is, when I was on international trainings, European members of the European army start to try to start conversation about some Ukrainian life hacks, some Ukrainian small military secrets or something like this. Americans just love. They proud that they are a United States Army. But I had a conflict with a company commander, tanker company commander, and from the United States Army. He served in infantry. He commander of the tank company, armored company, and he asked me, "Do you saw our tanks? How do you think? How quickly we will kill Russian on this?" I told him that you will die so quickly because for the last 5 years you never had a training about the electronic warfare, about FPV drones. They had a branches who work with this, but no infantry. In Ukraine, stupidest soldier know how to turn on UV suppression, how to use REB, how to avoid FPV and other. Biggest part of the doctrinal units from the US don't understand this, and the European understand this experience and try to implement this in his army. British army do it very good, but American, they just allow for us. They told that we're like they don't compare us with the monkeys, but in eye of that company commander, I'm looked like a monkey. But and is the set for the American army, not for me. I don't give a fuck. I'm live from the Poland, no problem. But when United States will have a conflict with modern army, they will have some problem. It's true. It's sad, but it's true. If I will be pro-government, our government line, it's leaking American ass. I mean that American army and American government. But no, we are pro-Pashas here. Tiger Talukan. Geneva Convention rules and anything asking to it that tries to police war sounds stupid on paper and proves to be stupid in practice. On a paper, it sounds not so stupid. It sounds like something unreal, something like tale. It sounds something like not real to realize. In a real world, in a real war, but ideas is good. That rule is good. Don't torture war prisoner. If enemy soldiers wounded, he is not combatant. Help him. Don't kill civilian. Don't destroy historical building. Don't do mining on a civilian villages. It's good rules, but. If you are not allowed by these rules, you have biggest chance to success. This song's very sad. This song's very bad, but it's real. Okay, I'm again back to the chat. And check what's going on with the messages. Talk about double dipping. What is double dipping? I must translate this word. What is double dipping? I need a description of this. Chris Lambert, Pasha, since 2022, warfare is totally different. Now only Ukrainian and Peter know how to fight in the modern war space. I think that the countries wide try to understand the new war will become effective. Not only Russian and not only Ukrainian. For example, compare with the Israel and the Palestinian conflict. You saw how the Palestinian people in pajamas in a grenade from grenade launcher in a head destroying most modern tanks. That looks crazy. That sounds crazy. But they really destroyed Merkava. They had success. They captured Israel soldier. Level of technology is Israel more higher, but guys from Palestine detonate big bomb by the mobile phone. It's old technologies, 25 years to these technologies. Same was in Iraq and Afghanistan, but on a front line, both have success. Good technologies and good and army with the good technologies and good armament like Israel, and army with no money with the heavy vehicle Palestinian army, but Palestinian rebels army, I don't know how it's correctly described, they are destroyed Israel tanks, they are destroyed Israel planes, they are captured Israel soldier. And we can't describe all wars like a future wars. All war are different, really different. It's for me it's very funny because when I was a cadet, I'm studied in military academy, and some teachers they start to compare 2014 with the Chechen war, with the Afghanistan war, with the war in Georgia, but we can't compare no one of conflicts. First World War, it's one thing. Second World War, it's other thing. Vietnam War, it's other. Afghanistan, it's other. Iraq, it's other. We can't compare this, but we understand that in all wars we had the infantry, we had the rifle, and we had a direct distance of bullet flying. 100 years ago it was 200 meters, for example, when automat Kalashnikov come in the world, direct shot, normal direct shot, it's 400 meter. What's changed from 1947? Nothing. We still use automat Kalashnikova, and distance of direct bullets flies on a target, it's 400 meter. It's only one thing, one we can compare. But other environment, technologies, using of the heavy vehicle, using of aviations, in all wars it's different. It's too much different. And for example, we can't use Vietnam's experience in Iraq and can't use Iraq experience in Ukraine. And yeah, that's why that term of modern war, war of future, it's for me is the bad term, because now level of the EV electronic suppression are high, but we can't we explain that after 10 years electronic suppression will be so high that no one robot, no one drone will not work. It will be war of artillery and infantry again. Didn't Tesla build any RC boat for the work fair in Paris? Sorry, but I don't know about new Tesla technologies. Charlie Manson, the scariest vehicle to encounter in Iraq was a Toyota pickup with a heavy machine gun, not a tank, against high technologies army. Yeah, as I told, we can compare experience, we can compare some cases, but in general, front, seater of the front, in a military strategy, we have named seater of the front, and if I'm explain that I'm a American general, yeah, and now we have a Korean war and a war in Vietnam in the same time. It will be a different theater and different tactics and different strategy. And the same will be with future conflicts. Chris Lamar Pasha, I think that it's understood that army train because of the war. They just had because they can't train for a future scenario. Yeah, I mean this, and you can understand what can happen with you. For example, American medicine school March algorithm is the best algorithm in the world. Is the works like a Swiss clocks. But for example, tactics movement in the city is not the same in Iraq, in the Ukraine. Yes, we can train, we can use basic, but you never can wait what enemy will do tomorrow. Tiger Talukan, as far as the defense and defensive arm race is concerned, defense has always been harder and more expensive than offense. It's the war of the whole time of the world. Knife is the sword against shield. And now we had the same. Sword against shield, bullet against body armor, robot against electronic suppressor. Yeah, and this is technology race from the beginnings of our days, of our era. And before, I think, too. Charlie Manson, the Iraq and Afghan wars have nothing in common with what's happening in Ukraine. It's like Bosnia on a massive scale. Bosnia is the good example. I saw in a TikTok, I saw one video. American volunteer give an interview, and he said, in our team we had the guys who was in Bosnia. And they told that after Bosnia they don't scare, but Ukraine changed this view. Yeah, it looks similar, but in Bosnia was more worse shit, because in Bosnia it wasn't Russia and Ukraine. It was 4, 5, 6 country who are a fight in one place. Is the rebels, is the regular army of the one country, regular army of the other country, is the United Nations, is the Russian peacekeepers with the green helmets but with a small blue sign, French, Netherlands, Ukraine, Bosnia, Serbia, Croatia, Albania, Montenegro, and other. In Bosnia, it was. We can't compare, because in Bosnia it was a lot of the army in one place. In Ukraine we have a side A, side B. But same, mortars, howitzers, MBT, jets, helicopters, and other was used there. That's why we can compare, but environment are different. And Bosnia, war of war crime everywhere. War crime for them, blue 4, from the OP 4, from the local rebels and other. In Ukraine, Ukraine is the war of the regular army. Very, it's not so often when partisan tactics are working. Balkan theater of war, it's very interesting, in my opinion, theater, because I read the book maybe 10 years ago. I must directly translate this. Name of the book is the Russian author Valentin Pikul. Name this book. I have the honor about Serbia, about Balkan War in the beginning of the 20th century. Before Franz Ferdinand was killed, half government changed there between one party to second party. How King Gabrinovich was killed and other, and it's the very interesting conflict for me, because that conflict was started more early than 20th century, more early in 18th and 19th, and this conflict we still have. It's not open conflict without fire and other, but we still have this conflict, because sometimes we see about riots on the borders and other. Very long and very interesting conflict. But again, we will not compare this with the Ukraine. Chris Lambert, I nearly went to Bosnia, and it's because of that chance that me and my mate never ended up there. Yeah, chaos is a really good word about this. As I told, a lot of country, a lot of the side of conflict, civilian, non-civilian, combatants, non-combatants. Bosnia and on Balkans conflict, and in that time its example is the gold example when you study laws of war. I think that is the first cases when people start discussing and use laws of war, try to use laws of war. We were not fighting out there. We were peacekeeping observers. It wasn't combat for UN and NATO. I was there to record the atrocities, not direct combat. But for example, in Jepa, Ukrainian peacekeepers, when peacekeepers from the Netherlands ran away from the Jepa, when the some part tried to make genocide to other part, peacekeepers from the Netherlands go back. Ukrainian peacekeepers fight there, for example, and a lot of cases, a lot of the sides, and a lot of the victims from other side. India, be honestly, is the war of the war crime. And they proud about this war crime. Just who know about Turbo Folk, Balkans Turbo Folk, they are singing about this war crime. They are proud that his father was a war criminal. Is the really strange war. Still finding mass graves from Second World War in 19th and the Balkans. Yeah, because in the Second World War, when Serbia fights against Croatia, for example, it's a good case for me. Balkans is the good case because it's ex-Slavic tribes. We had a similar thinking, sometimes similar. And this conflict very close for us by mentality, and we can compare some things from this, and it's some school for us how it can work. And yeah, my dears, who don't heard, I must mention it, that if you want to support me, not on my team, as I told, because we are totally cover our needs satellites, wires, laptops, and other. You can do it by the PayPal, because next our purchase it will be a 7 layer of the EKVS for the winter as and the helmet. Next fundraisers and next activity what will be on YouTube will be directed personally for my needs. I must to mention about this. If you want to do this, you can do it by PayPal under my face on your screen. Thanks for these remarks. Graves and military battle sees that is. Sam V. They're good at just watching. It was a task of the United Nations. Be honestly, it was my small dream, maybe 10, 15 years ago, before war in Ukraine started. People from the Maya structure, from the National Guard, they're very proud when they go on United Nations missions. But they had no position like a rifleman, like a tanker or something like this. All guys who was on a United Nations mission, they was a observer, military observer, police observer, and other. And for me was funny when in 2014, I think, Ukrainian was dropped out from the a lot of the conflicts. And you know what's reason why Ukrainians was dropped? Because Ukrainian army it's very expensive for using in the United Nations missions. That's why they start to use Pakistani soldier and other. That's one of the reason why United Nations United Nations missions start to be not so popular between American army and the United States. Last time not so often use his military contingent in United Nations missions. And for me it was the funny. Ukraine in that time it was the same as Africa but in a European continent. And for example, if you will pay salary $1,000 for the Pakistani, it will be still good for the Ukrainian, because $1,000 in that time it was unreal to find this salary in Ukraine. But yeah, for me personally it was a funny when people tell that Ukrainian army contingent it's too expensive for using in a peacekeeping operation. And the second bet is the during period of the Yanukovych when he was president. He started avoiding all communication with United Nations, with the NATO armies, and he started to be more close to the Russian side. And interesting fact, as I told when we're talking about Balkans conflict, I told about Russian peacekeepers with a green helmet but small blue signal. They had an alternative to the United Nations. They say it миротворческие силы is the peacekeeper forces. And it was that alternative. And funniest fact that peacekeeper forces of the Russia, they I must translate this word. They was like a reinforcement for pro-Russian country, for the Serbia, for example, and something like this. It wasn't neutral observer. They used tanks, MBT, they used AFV for the peacekeeper forces of Russia. And again, we see two different worlds. United Nations observers who are come to watch, and Russian peacekeepers who are come as a reinforcement for pro-Russian country. And again, that's funny. And again, we see different worlds. Okay, I'm come back to the comments. But Pakistan, Charlie Manson. We had a Pakistani unit on a mountain top in Bosnia in 1997. 20 feet of snow, and they hadn't really seen snow before. The place was a fucking a shithole as they never cleaned the place. Yeah, but they were, but they was more chips. And that's why biggest part missions in the Sudan and Africa contingent was from the poor country. Pakistan not so poor. I mean that Pakistan is Asian country, but it's not so poor because they have a nuclear weapon and other. But it's the funny that Pakistani forces was cheapest than Ukrainian. For me, it's funny, be honestly, because on my faculty where I'm studied, on a military translation faculty, we had some part of the training and it was preparing to the peacekeepers activity. But for me, it was the very sad news when I heard that Ukrainians never will go to these missions because Pakistani come and it changed us there. It was really funny to hear for me. Chris Lambert, then we gave up. We were two young men from military families, both unemployed but wanted to help. And fight. Very good comment, Chris Lambert. And a message in a blue chat from Nikki Hill for the winter clothes. Thanks so much. Is the $40 from the Nikki Hill. Thanks so much for your support, Nikki. And I'm sorry, I'm without sound. And AKA Crot 74, extra 20, whatever is needed. Thanks so much, Geoffrey. Thanks so much, my dears. So, do you know that American contracts uniform, modern contracts uniform, is the part of the YKVS system, is the etalon, is the best uniform, winter uniform, what we used in Ukraine. If you are use layer 7 generations 3 from the YKVS system from the United States Army, you looks like a man who something understand in a military uniform. Charlie, in your time, you had a 7 layer or you used woodland in that time? Because that 7 layer, it's no camo, it's just a gray pants and gray, oh my god, kurtka. Oh my god, I forgot this word. Wait a moment, I must translate. Jacket and gray jacket. I think that in that conflict you use woodland, but woodland is still good camo. Talk later, and I think we can get other 5. And Geoffrey, be honestly, thanks for you. I still have a layer number 1, layer number 4, layer number 3, woodland layer number 6. Thanks for the Yorko I have layer number 5. And I think that layer number 7, it will be last in my collection. And in some time in 2022 or in 2023, AK Croat 74 was a sponsor of the military contracts uniform in our unit. That was a box from the Joffrey, you know, it was like a surprise box from the United States. It was clothes for the tankers crew. We gave it for the tankers. It was jackets for the pilots. I gave it for the pilots in my previous brigade. It was a lot of the uniforms, fireproof pants. I still use these fireproof pants. U-Bucks, a lot of U-Bucks. Layer number 3 is the field uniform. I'm still use it, super quality, and it was the very good United States Army contractor clothes. Geoffrey, be honestly, you are like a S4, my personal S4. And thanks for God, I'm little more fat, but I'm still can use all that stuff. What's you said 2 years ago? Still since from 2022 when we start doing something with the media and the channel. But yeah, be honestly, you was our S4. Geoffrey the supplier. Yes, I mean it was really looked like a S4 service. That was boxes full of socks, full of uniforms and other. Yeah, it was a Cry Precision War Belt. Jeffrey was like a military uniform and supplements expert. Thanks so much, Geoffrey, that you are with us. Charles Manson early years in Bosnia, we had the old heavy British camouflage gear. It was terrible, but by 1997 we had a full CS 95 with wash lightweight, quick dry, and several layer kits. I never use old British camouflage. I'm sorry, Charlie, not Woodland, DPM. DPM. It's the very good green British camo, and CS95. If I'm not mistake, I will just Google it. It's that with a light fabric uniform. In 2021, before full-scale invasion, and I think that from the 2014 in Ukraine was very popular British MTP. Couple reason why it was very popular, because we are buying using. I'm sorry, my phone. Because we are buying used uniform after British soldier, and for example, one complete of the uniform, it was something like $20, but quality of the British uniform was super good. It's wasn't heavy. It's very easy to dry. It's quick dry. It was a very good quality of the British uniform. It was more cheapest than multicam, because contract American uniform was more expensive, and MTP was very popular between Ukrainian soldiers. I had a two MTP complex. In that time, I had MTP Gore-Tex. Too much good quality, but when full-scale invasion came, and we had more access to the American uniforms, and but yeah, in that time MTP was the best of the best. And I remember this time when you wanna come in a basement, it was I don't know, it's old man Ivanich on the left bank of the Kiev. And he buy British uniform in bags, second sort quality, third sort quality. And for example, you can come open this bag like a it's not like a shop, not like a showroom. You come in this basement, open this bag, and you're looking for a jacket of your size, you're looking of the pants of your size, you're show it for the Ivanich. He looks on the quality and said, aha, it's a shitty quality, it's 300 hryvnias. Is the better qualities, is the 500 hryvnias. And a lot of the patches from Great Britain was there, and names of the soldier who used this uniform. It was the good time. Hello, Vitaly. And a message on a blue chat from the Yoka. May our prayers keep you and your guys safe. Thanks so much. Extra $50. Thanks so much. We are very close to the seven layers. Thanks so much, Yoka. The gear now is easy, lightweight, and good. Imagine what winter gear in Second World War was like. I don't need to imagine because in Ukrainian army, before full-scale invasion, we use old, loosed Soviet technology. I will try to show how this shit looks. It's the very, very heavy jacket for the winter, where you serve as a guard soldier and you are secure some objects. I must translate this word. It's fur coat. It's fur coat. It's very, very heavy, and on a winter when it's wet, weight of this coat something like 10 or 15 kilograms. And this technology was used from Second World War. We use it till full-scale invasion started. I understand how it was heavy, but in United States I saw the serious brother in arm, and American soldiers looked too much good, not so shitty like a Soviet, because his uniform was better and quality looked little better, and not so heavy as like a that fur coat and other. I was naval aviation, no camo for us. If I don't mistake, pilots in that time would use green color just to live. Charlie Manson, I left before the current style was introduced. Loads was shipped to Ukraine when the changeover happened. Yeah, and a lot of the old DPM was scammed. A lot of border guard units used it like a second uniform, but our main pattern it was dubok, very old school style dubok. Is there was green camo? It's little looks like a DPM. Charlements, I still have loads of uniform, my original full-size Bergen, webbing, helmets, and body armor. And Bergen, you must know that Bergen is the ones of the most popular bags in Ukraine. Reason is because it's cheap, it's very big, it's 90 liters, yeah, if I don't mistake, and you can attach a lot of the extra pouches. I never had a Bergen because in that time it was expensive. But now, if we compare prices, buy used Bergen from the buy used old British Bergen, it's better than buying new bag because prices are really different, and Bergen it's still good quality. But in my opinion, best backpack for at this moment, it's French bags. They have only one color. It's coyote bags. It's hockey bags with the two extra pouches, with the covers inside of this bag. It was a very good quality bag, but I lose it in Rubizhne, to be honestly. But yeah, Bergen is the example of the quality at that time. Yeah, and it was funny because that bags I told what was sent to Ukraine from the Great Britain. It was the used uniform, and for example, if you open these bags, you can find pants with the big holes, for example, or a very used uniform. I think that it's just resellers or traders. It's not looked like a humanitarian help. Add the backpack to your wish list. At this moment, we must cover that 7 layer. Be honestly, step by step, not yet. I have one old, and it's still normal. It's still normal condition. I think that at this moment I don't need new. I bought it 3 years ago. It was Ukrainian backpack, MTAC. Copy of the Helicon Text, Polish technologies. But honestly, if you looking for the cheap military equipment, Ukrainian MTAC and Polish Helicon Text, it's good. But if we are compare with the contract gears from the Great Britain and from the America, that Polish and Ukrainian will looks like shit, and quality of the contract stuff more better in the United States. The British one has detachable side pouches which zip together and have a shoulder arms to keep your emergency kit in. It was 2 pouches, if I don't mistake, on a zip, 2 or more. So if you have Dam to Bergen, you have everything for 24 hours. I think that Bergen is not for 24 hours, because I'm so the Bergen is the very, very old type of backpack. I sold, I don't remember name of that private military, Scout of Selous, and they use Bergen too, but interesting fact about that Scout, they were dropped in African jungles, and they do raids 7 days and more, and they use Bergens. I think at 24 hour it's small bags, 30 liter or something like this. Just a 1 MRE, just a couple liters of the water, extra ammunition and other. Bergen it's for a long time. Desk. Have you checked Safe Kevlar? They're FM Dnipro, good bags for tablets. Safe Kevlar, yeah, it's very fine couple brands. It's Ukrainian, it's ballistic. I'm buying body armor in ballistics, plates in ballistics, and I think that Kevlar helmets too will be there. Because if we are looking for American analogs, it will be very, very expensive. Ukrainians, it's more cheapest, and they are had a standardization certificate. Be honestly, private military business in Ukraine now growing, but be honestly, it's in the deep shit, because military bureaucracy destroying all business ideas. For example, Ukrainian developer Velmet, they making very good, high quality plate carriers. They make his own pattern, Mavka. And I know that Mavka very popular between United States SOF soldier, because it's very good pattern. They tried to make certificate in armed forces in these plate carriers and pattern. But they find a couple problems. Certification in the armed forces need a lot of the small nuance as the Checheny's nuance, and this nuance destroying his own technology. That's why a lot of the private military business have no certification and still not implement in Ukrainian army, because they have a limitation on the price, they have a limitation on the fabric and other. And it was very funny when owner of the Velmet make a 35 video when they describing why Ukrainian military high com doesn't agree his plate carrier for buying for army. They showed that by the Ukrainian official standards, in that place, when in plate carrier you are insert plate, it must be extra 2 centimeters of the fabric. If all plates have standard size, 30 on a 35 centimeter, if I'm not mistake. But by the Ukrainian standards, it must be extra 2 centimeters of fabric. Me as a infantry, I know that this extra 2 centimeters make a moving of your plates when you are running, for example, and other. That's why Vera don't use Ukrainian army body armors and others, because these standards destroy comfort. But they don't agree his standard, and that's why they decline agreement with the helmet, and it was very funny. And that's why I'm start understanding why quality of our gear, I mean that contract Ukrainian gear, are shitty, because standards are shitty. FM, a little something for you, Pasha. Thanks so much, FM. Thanks so much. Chris Lammer, Pasha, can you tell me the number of your unit, and I'll try to get some from surplus shop that I use. They might have some extra burden is being in the field for a long time. I must cut this. Chris Lumber, about this I can talk only about private message on a Gmail or something like this. You have my Gmail under my face. You can write there and I will answer. And I can't announce a number of units here for the open auditory. I'm sorry for this, but in private conversation it's possible. Thanks so much, Charlie. It's donation on a PayPal, thermal wonderpants, and suck money. Thanks so much, Charlie. Extra 50. Thanks. Cheers. Kwas, cheers. And comment from Charlie Manson. We call it them jetpacks as they looked like them two pouches. You unzipped them and then zip them together and put in your bag. The jetpacks were your 24-hour pack. For Ukrainian soldier in that period before False Convention, it was very popular by not full Bergen because it's too much big, but by these pouches, because these pouches on a zip line, it's like a good waterproof fabric pouches and waterproof small bag. For example, for your hygienic shit or for your other things what you will took in your main bag. And yeah, but it was very, very popular. Here we are discussing classic of the military equipment, and Bergen it's top of the backpacks in a world. It was in some time. Now we are understanding that Bergen it's too big and is the big raid backpack. I don't know what's now I can't explain how and where I can use it. Maybe like a for keep all my stuff from the Kiev till safety place on a Donbass. But now with the Bergen it's unreal to sit in a APC, for example, or inside of the MRAP. It will be very difficult because back very, very big. But in some time it was the best of the best. Gentlemen, and then swinging plate will rub them nipples raw. Yeah, and this extra 2 centimeters of fabric, it's disaster for my back, because when you're running this plate jumping, and interesting that this plate jumping from both sides, from back and from forward. I don't know who and for what made this standard, and they really disagree. Very good commercial plate carrier, but price was close to that what's government buying. And they, again, wait a moment, I must translate one word. Every time I forgot this word, I'm sorry. Again, corruption stopped development of the Ukrainian business and the development of the Ukrainian army, because that fabric what we use for the contract uniform are shit. That fabric what we use for the contract gear are shit. Only boots are good. It's Talan, Ukrainian boots, popular in some countries. Yeah, it's commercial company, and I'm happy that we use it. But in some time, price for one pair of the Talon boots, it was $50 or something like this. For that time, it was a very high price and very good quality. Now we are going for mass, for bigger number of these boots, and main needs from the government to this company Talan, it's make bigger party and more cheaper. That's why we have a shittiest quality of the Talan. If 2 years ago I said that yes, Talan is the best Ukrainian boots, but now it's the shitty, because they made light boots with small holes. I don't know for what they use these holes. I will show. I will show that boots what I told now. Talan. This it's commercial company, but I think that 10 years they are making boots for the Ukrainian army, and yeah, 5 years ago we used this. It's fully nubuck, fully leather boots. It was a good quality. You can use these boots more than half of year, 1, 2, or 3 year, good quality, and other. But it was a little heavy. Now they making this. And you can see price. It was a mass boots, and price at this moment it's 4,300 hryvnias. It's something like $108 or something like this. Now Ukrainian army use this. Is that boots with a small holes. Highcom say that it's small holes for ventilation or something like this, but it's very uncomfortable because mud, sand, and other shit after you're hiking inside of these holes. These boots are shorter than previous model. It's less safety, and price for these boots it's less than 100. It's something like 18 or something like this. Yes, as I told, because mass development destroying quality. Before full-scale invasion, Ukrainian boots had a good quality. Now we must make it for the biggest number of the soldier. That's why it must be cheaper, and quality are shitty, as I told. Is in this big difference between European army contract uniform, United States Army, and Ukrainian Army. But same with the Russian contracts uniform. Shittiest shit in the world, but they had a uniform complete for the special operation forces in Russia and other, and quality of this really good. But that gear what they made for the mass soldier, for the mass army, for the mobilized soldiers are shitty. Only for the one-time soldier, for 1 year old. Ellen Kishka, Pasha, how were your mother? You saw me last time. Yeah, I was at home 3 weeks ago. Ah, you don't know about this because I'm still not post pictures from the Kharkiv. Yeah, I made some collection for the community post. I think that on this week's I will use all of this photo. Yes, my mom is good. We met with she, I think, 2 weeks ago. Yeah, 2 weeks ago. Yeah, always good. She's still in Kharkiv. Always still good. Charlie Manson, they look like they'll fall apart in a few weeks. Wait a moment. Yeah, its quality is really shitty, and this last boots what I showed for one season. But first boots, it was you can use it 2 years and more because it's the real, it's material nubuk. Second model is the fucking plastic. So for this, insane. How can that crap can be approved? I don't know. They don't approve high quality plate carrier from the commercial uniform from the commercial company, but high quality. Yeah, maybe little more, but they don't approve good quality gear. But they approve this piece of shit. I'm compared two types of boots: first model and last model. You don't be a super expert for understand that talent what I showed that yellow total bullshit. But what we can do with this? I think that guys in Highcom they more smarter than us. No shame. Yeah, you know why? How they approve this? Because they will not wear this. They will not use this. That guy who are approved this boots, I think that they will use comfortable Lova or something like this. But they will not go in these boots on assault, or they don't serve in infantry. They don't know how it's important to have a normal waterproof boots. But what we can do with this? That's why we never use Ukrainian clothes. That's why we are buying American 7-layer. That's why I'm use Lova. It's the Czech boots. And if we are using something Ukrainian, it's only from commercial. No, but be honestly, we have some normal stuff. It's fleece gloves, fleece jackets. It's normal Polartec fleece. Thanks for God, you can use it without damage for your health. But boots, no. Boots, it's total bullshit. How much of the Ukrainian soldier equipment kit comes from China? It's a separate questions, you know. When I talk with my soldier, biggest part they have some experience and they know how important equipment. But interesting fact, in Ukraine, a lot of the soldier buying military stuff on AliExpress. And we have one developers in China. It's Yakeda. A lot of the plate carriers, Yakeda, neck, and I don't know. I must translate this word on this. I'm sorry. It's protection stuff. It's knee and elbow protection and other stuff is the Chinese Yakeda. Everybody know that multicam is the patent, is the commercial, at this moment is the commercial pattern, and you must pay for the license for use multicam. That's why, for example, if you are buying something on a ballistica shop or on a militarist in MTAC, you must pay extra money if you want to buy stuff with the original multicam. Chinese don't use original multicam. And this multicam very different, but Russian multicam it's more green multicam, and Ukrainian soldiers buying display carriers on AliExpress. Same doing Russian soldiers, they buying same complects from same developers with the same colors, and between Russian soldiers it's more popular. That's why Chinese pattern of multicam more looks like a Russian multicam, and because Ukrainian used this similar with the Russian, it was a lot of friendly fire, because when you wear this green multicam you looks like a new year trees. It was a lot of the friendly fire when soldiers with no tapes with in a Chinese stuff, they looks like a Russian. And yes, it is the big problem when people who don't understand how important to buy high quality equipment buying in on a Chinese shops on AliExpress or something like this, and they have a very big problems. I'm not talking only about quality. Different in a color, it's very important in Ukraine, because if you are in a forest or in a field in a land and you don't use the tapes, how you can understand that it's your soldier or not your soldier? Whole world use multicam now. Kazakhstan use multicam, Ukraine use multicam, Russia use multicam, United States use multicam. And how you can understand, and in small details, Russian more green, American more yellow. Okay, my dears, I think that I will go to sleep, as the broadcast for two oh my god, it was a very long conversation. Thanks so much, my dears, that you was with me on this long speech. Thanks so much for your support, thanks so much for your donation, thanks so much for your comments on this chat, my dears. If you want to support my channel, you can do it by the PayPal under my face here. Don't forget to push the like button. Don't forget to subscribe. See if you don't subscribe it, but I know that all people who were here on the chat, they are my dear subscribers, my dear community. Thanks so much for conversation, my dears. See ya later. Have a nice day, nice night, nice morning, what you have at this moment. See ya, my dears. Bye.